human beings are bad. We're being handed a fully developed industry that is completely unregulated. It's up to us to step up to that plate.
Here, here.
One more thing. If Monsanto comes after my genetics, I'm going to fight tooth and nail all the way.
Hooray!
All right, we have a question here.
Hi there, I'm a personal grower building my own gene pool. I want to thank you guys for sharing your time. I'm wondering about S1s. I'm looking to save my flavors, so I've been working on S1s for a little while. I'm wondering if anybody's used GA3 in order to save their flavors and their genes.
Is that a product you can go buy at your gardening shop?
It's fairly new out there. When I looked at the processes for saving my flavors through S1s, I saw the CS, and I also came across a product called, I believe it's pronounced gibberellic acid. It's called
Gibberellic acid. Yeah, you could use gibberellic acid in all different ways also, but
it's very finicky.
the CS is colloidal silver.
Colloidal
You can
silver.
go to Whole Foods, you can look it up on the website, you can buy them in gallons.
But there's a lack of information out there on GA3, which I actually got to produce male flowers off of the plant.
And where did you buy that product?
Off of eBay, actually.
Off of eBay. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're,
it came
they're,
out of the- I
and,
believe
and
it
you
came out of the Netherlands.
and you mix it with
It's almost the same process as the CS. I did it 500 ppms once a night, 12 nights before flowering.
Right.
And then I just put it into flower. But I also managed to reverse a blue ATF male into female, which also produced seeds.
That's
So I guess it's
that's
something I'm
because of the
very curious
ethylene.
about.
The ethylene. Yeah, you can reverse males. You can spray the bottom half of your male, reverse it
Is there
to a
way
female,
just want a male?
and you can also come out with a higher percentage of male seeds
Okay, that's what
through
I
that
was
method.
after. So nobody's actually done any work with the GA3 though?
No, I've never heard of it. No, but I've seen many products that they make. In Spain, for instance, they make little things that you mix up with a liter of distilled water, and then you spray it on your plant. The first day you go in the flower, and then you spray it again in 7 days later, and then usually within 5 weeks you see pollen.
And there's other substances that turn males female as well.
Other substances, and basically what you're doing is inducing stress, right? I mean, that's...
You're
blocking. Okay. Okay.
You're blocking hormones.
Thanks. All right, question here?
You guys were talking about dry sieve hash and how that's going to be the future and stuff. I was wondering how you guys feel about liquid CO2 extraction, high pressure liquid CO2 extraction.
Kay might be the one for that one.
Actually, Mel and I are going to look at a CO2 supercritical extractor tomorrow. From what I've seen, I was fortunate enough to be a judge in Seattle. And in Seattle, for the concentrates, the dispensary entries, I got 31 samples and 16 of them were CO2 samples. And every one of them was more wretched than the other. All of them were just the bottom. I mean, left with just primary terpenes, limonene and pinene. And that was a similar flavor of all of them. The company, either it left in too much garbage or took out all the terpenes. I couldn't really figure out which, but it seems like the clearer and cleaner you try to take it and get it more amber and red color, the less tastier it is. So I'm not really a fan, but I'm on the fence. I like that it's organic. I like that it's non-flammable. I like so many things about it, and I look forward to having it refined. But you know, some of those machines are, you know, in excess of $100,000. But you know, you're dealing with, you know, supercritical temperatures, but also, you know, some serious pressures. I mean, if you're not qualified to run that machinery, just, you know, don't even mess with it. There's people out there without hands for playing with that machine.
All right, well, it is 4:20, so...
Happy birthday!
I would like, actually, since we were talking about dry sieve, maybe Aaron, can you just sort of give a quick little primer on how people do that, or what is that a secret process? Is it just time?
Dry sieve.
You can buy a bubble box from Bubble Man. or screens. You can buy a Tumble Now from Mila, the Hash Queen. You can buy a pollinator. Yeah, it's called pollinator. You could. A Tumble Now is from Bowman. Pollinators from Mila. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can go get your shower curtain. You can go get your shower curtain, like they did on with those the Canadian.
Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys and make hash. It works. I mean, but you can stocking cap filters, a bubble bag. You could.
It's really just about separating the gland heads.
Yeah, it's really about separating gland heads and having cured, dried plant matter to do it. That's the most important thing. Let your plant dry and let it cure. That's the best way because you want those crystals to harden up so they do fall off the trichome.
Also, if the colder it is, the easier it is for those gland heads to separate, all right? So traditionally in places like Afghan and Nepal and stuff, they would store the stuff, and in the winter they would thresh it. They would thresh it over like nylon screens and things like that. But basically, if you want to do it, you want to do it when it's cold. The other thing that people should realize is that it's just the gland heads on those large resin glands that has the THC and the terpenes in it. The stalks don't. All right. So you want, if you were really doing this high tech, and this would be what the future would be, is you would have a particular variety, and you would actually measure the size of those capitate stalk glands because that's really what you're collecting, and then you would have a screen, preferably it would be a metal screen, with holes, round holes, right, that were a little bit bigger than the size of those resin glands, so that you could actually just get absolutely pure resin glands. All the screens that you're buying now, these nets and everything, they're all just cross-haired square things, and you get more debris in them. But that's what the future would be.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. I'm going to let you guys go out there and celebrate, medicate. Just want to say thank you to my panel. Want to give some shout-outs here. CarlCushman.com. Keep an eye out for Vegan Matrix. RareDangerous.com. River Rock in Colorado. DNAgenetics.com. Aaron. The Marijuana Growers Guide. Mel Frank. Legendary. Kate from Tricom Technologies. Check them out on Facebook. Brett from Apothecary.